So hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we will see how we can create RDS database, okay, and how we can connect the database from the instance, okay. So to do the practical, what we will do, we will create one instance, okay, and we will create one database, okay. So database is also two types, maybe you can consider like public facing and internal, okay. So we will see how we can create database and how we can connect. So RDS you can search from here, okay, and if you will click, you will open this page, okay. So here you have this create database option. You have to click on create database and we will choose standard create to see more options. Here we will choose MySQL, okay, just for example, and okay, and here MySQL version is default. And what we will do, we will use production, okay, to see all the options, but in production we will choose this single DB instance, okay, because this multi-AZ is having a huge cost, but we can select the single instance. And here you can see it's a database name and admin, and password we will use auto generate password option, okay. So what it will do, when we will create, you will get an option to download the credential, then you can download, okay. So in DB class we will click on bus table where you have 2 CPU and 1 GB RAM. So if you will scroll down, you can see here the cost is $12 and $361, okay. So whatever you will choose, the cost will increase and decrease. So here we will choose 20 GB disk, okay. So again you will see, you can see it is changing, okay. So we will choose bus table class, 2 CPU 1 GB RAM, and we will choose GB3 volume, okay. We will not choose IO, okay. So now if you will see the cost, you can see it is very less, okay. So if you will choose this IO1 disk, which is a very powerful disk for production uses, but in bus table you have options to choose GP2, GP3, okay. In advanced setting we cannot change this IOPS option. Auto scaling also we will enable for now, okay. It will increase up to 1000. You can also disable this, okay. For practical we don't need this, maybe we can disable, okay. I have already explained in previous video what is this feature. In connectivity what we will do, okay, we will click don't connect to any instance, because if we will click this here, we don't have any instance, okay. So what we will do, we will click don't connect to any instance. So as of now VPC is fine, okay, and DB subnet is also fine. And here you can see public access, so whether we need public access, yes or no. If you will click on yes, then from outside world also you can access your database. If you will select this no, then you can access from the VPC network, okay. So security group, what we will do, we will create a new one, okay, and name I will choose RDS-SG. Availability zone is no preference, is fine. Proxy we don't need currently, I will explain later, but as of now we don't need. In additional configuration you can also change the port if you want, okay. By default port is 3306, but you can change. So database authentication option is also post password authentication is fine, and monitoring we can enable and disable. If you will disable, you can see there is no cost difference much, but you can choose as your own. So when you will click on this additional configuration, whatever initial database name, so I will say like my your buddy, so this is an initial database name. Okay, so backups also is here. Minimum is 1 and maximum is 35 days automatic backups. Okay, so we will keep this 7. And backup window, here you can define your own time, in which time the backup should start, or no preference, AWS will take care. Okay, and backup replication also, if you want, you have to replicate in another region, you can replicate, but we will not choose this. Encryption, we can choose by default encryption. And log expert also, if you want to export logs, you can click on this. Okay, and here you can see maintenance window. When you want your AWS will do the patching and all the activity, then you can choose your window when you want, like you want on Sunday or sometime. Okay, duration you can say 4 hours. So AWS will choose this time to patch your databases. Okay, so I will click on no preference, you can choose as per your customer need. Okay, so deletion protection also, if it is enable or disable, like in EC2 we have termination protection, so in database we have deletion protection, so we can enable and disable. So I am disabling this, so we have to just create the database. Okay, so here you can see view credential details. If you will click on this, you will get your admin and password. I will copy this and I will paste in notepad. Okay, so this is fine. Now what we will do, it is creating state. We will launch one instance from where we can test. Okay, I will make instance A, any name I can choose. Instance A is fine. It is Amazon Linux, and Tito Micro is fine. Key pair I can use, maybe I don't need any key pair because I will use instance connect option to log into the server. Okay, so VPC is also fine. Make sure you place the same VPC. Let's check in which VPC it is. It is in CF3A. CF3A. Okay, so it is fine. So security group we will choose EC2SG. So in EC2SG we have only SSH rule. I will show you later. Okay, so disk is also fine. So we can just launch this instance. Okay, so instance is getting launched. It is launching. Let's see the security groups once, because for RDS also we have created one security group. If you remember, you can see security group roles is not, but here you will get one rule later. Okay, so you can see here as RDS SG is now created, and you can see there is a port rule already added, and you can see this is the IP, and this is my machine public IP address. Okay, so if you will see what is my IP, if I will click on this 103.180.94.158, you can see. Okay, so by default it is detecting your IP and making an entry, but we don't need this. We have to edit this rule and go to your instance, because we want access from here. So what we will do, I will copy private IP and I will remove this, and I will paste my private IP, because I don't want to access from my laptop. I want to access from the instance, and it is also a internal database, so we cannot access from outside also. Okay, so it is fine, it's look like good. So what we will do, let's see if the database is created perfectly. Okay, it's a configuring enhanced monitoring, so it is taking time. Let's wait for some time. You can see in security group inbound role is here, outbound is here. You can see this is the IP which we recently added, this one. Okay, so this is the rules in RDS. Maybe it is taking time to configure, but we will see this endpoint. Okay, you can see this is the endpoint and this is the port. So let's log into our EC2 instance with the instance connect option, and you have to install MySQL client because we will use MySQL command. So let's see how we can do that. I will sudo su, then I have some commands. You can see this one. I will add this command here. Let me paste. It is downloaded. I will install this command. I will paste this command, okay, in the description, and you can follow the same. Okay, so let's install this MySQL client. You can see it is installing. Okay, so MySQL command is installed. So to log in this, we have some parameters like MySQL -u. U means username. So what is our username? Username is admin. So we will type admin and then -p. Password. So password is this one. So let's copy and paste. After that -h, it is host. So what we will, where is our host? This is the endpoint. This is our my host, but it should be available state. It is backing up. Okay, but no problem. Let's try. This is the complete command to connect the database. Okay, so if I will click on enter, you can see I have logged in. Show basis. This is some command, and you can see this is the database name. If you remember, we have created the first database from the console and it is created. You can use like this and show tables. So here is nothing. I'm not experienced in database, but I know some commands, so maybe you can use like this. Okay, so like use MySQL. Okay, and here you can show tables. Okay, so it is running perfectly fine. So now I want to tell you one more thing. Okay, so in companies, generally what we are doing, this is the endpoint. Okay, and generally we are not using this endpoint. We have some domain names as per company standards. Okay, suppose you have some domain name in your company and you want to create a database name also in the company, so you can create those records and you can work. Okay, so what we can do, I have one domain. I am going in route 53. Okay, I have this hosted zone. You can see I have one domain. This is my domain. So what we will do, we will create a record. Maybe I will click knowledge point. Okay, and here you have to click on cname to this endpoint. Okay, so if you will this endpoint, and here you can mention any TTL and you can click on create domain. So now what does it mean? Okay, You don't have to go write this database. Okay, you have to click on this link, but let's see if it is sync on it's pending. Just wait. When the DNS will sync, then we will try. Okay, maybe it will take not more than 1 minute, so just wait. I'm refreshing. Okay, let's give a complete refresh. Okay, so here it is pending, but here you can remove this complete name. Okay, and you can paste that DNS name. So from here also you are able to log in. You can see databases. You can see you are able to log in. So in generally in companies they have some DB host name also. Okay, so this is how you can configure. Maybe if you will refresh, you will see it is in sync because we are able to log in. So this is how you can log in. Okay, so in Windows instance also you can use MySQL Workbench, and you can give host name, and you can easily log in because you have this username and password. So this is the details only which you need to log in. And now a DBA, you can hand over this database to the DBA person and DBA team can work. Okay, so this is the RDS working. Maybe whenever you will done with the practical, you can just delete this database. Okay, so if you will click on monitoring tab, you can see you have lots of monitoring, backup log test, bus table, credit balance. You can configure some alarms. Okay, in logs and events also you can create some alarms. Okay, and here you can see recent events also, like DB restarted, created, whatever you will do, log will be created. Okay, you can see here error log, MySQL log, upgrade log. Okay, if you will click on, you can see some logs. Okay, so in configuration also you can see what is your class, username, password, all the informations, whatever. Backups also, if you have configured, you can see the snapshots. Okay, and you can configure by your own. Okay, but in companies, if you want to increase the database size, okay, that is also possible from this modify option. Okay, you have to click on modify and don't change any options, just increase the size and you are good. Okay, like you have to click on the size and just save. You can see modify DB instance database 1, current value 20 GB, new value 22 GB. And here you have two options. If you have some maintenance window, it will automatically apply in the maintenance window. If you will click on immediately, then you can click on modify, and after some time size will change. Okay, so this is how you can increase your database size as well. So this is so simple. Maybe you can practice and you can work. Okay, so you can see it is in modifying state, and after some time the database size will be 22 GB from 20 GB. Okay, you can see it is 20 GB, but after some time it will be 22 GB. Okay, once this modification will complete. So that's it for this video. I'm hoping you like this. If you like, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, bye bye and take care.